We give ourselves a lot of respect, don't we? Do we respect others the same way we respect our own selves? This is the question. Do we respect others equally in comparison to the amount of respect that we give to ourselves? That's the question. When we give ourselves a lot of respect and we give others less respect, this makes us arrogant. This makes us grow arrogant views in our personality. We become deceit and we develop false pride. We need to understand that everybody is equally respectful, isn't it? We do say respect everybody, but then do we really respect everybody? It's just a phrase, a show-off phrase. Yeah, we respect everybody. But practically, forget about common man. Let's talk about our own people who are sitting here. Do they respect each other equally? How can you claim you're a Sufi then? Do I believe that God would be equally bountiful upon him and him and him and him like he is bountiful on me? We need to understand this. We are not special, right? And God can be bountiful in whatever measurement of bounty upon anybody. Some people have said to me that Sarkar loves you the most. You are the holiest one. But I swear to God, not even for 1 second I have this thought in my head that I love Sarkar the most. This thought never crossed my mind. Why? Because it cannot be true. Who knows who loves Sarkar the most? Because love, the divine love, is something, the strength of which is granted by God himself. It's not something in your control. Well, God has granted me some portion of love, but I don't know whether the portion of love he has granted to me is the highest and the most portion of love he has ever granted to anybody. I cannot be sure of that. So a real Sufi will never have this thought that he loves God the most or God loves him the most. If you have this thought, you are not a Sufi. And a true Sufi, somehow or other, you may call it the divine bounty, that a Sufi is always shown his flaws rather than the bounty. His mistakes, the errors he made, the flaws he has in him, these things, the negative traits in him, they are more prominent to him. And he is always looking at his mistakes. Oh my God, I'm so ashamed of myself. Whereas people will see something different. People will see, oh, he's so great, and look how humble he is. No, he is not making it up. Because day and night, God will manifest his flaws before his eyes, so that he always has this notion, the real notion of his real self. If there is any goodness in him, it doesn't belong to him. It belongs to God. when you do something good, honestly, it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to God. It is God who causes people to do good things. Genuine good things. When you do things, they need to be verified, because the intention is hidden. For example, I gave this juice to Swamiji. And Swamiji says, "Thank you so much. You are so kind." But he takes 2 sips and he dies, because there was a poison. So you don't know. Seemingly, it was a good act. Offering somebody juice is a good act, right? But he doesn't know what is the real thing behind it. And if I mixed poison in juice, the act is good, but behind the act, there is a malicious intent. Therefore, acts by human beings must be verified by the spiritual master before they can be known as good acts, because we do not know their intent. Now, self-esteem is something that should be built upon genuine bounty of God. Meaning giving respect to yourself. That is self-respect. Self-respect is self-esteem. Everybody wants to talk about self-respect. Everybody wants to talk about self-esteem. And they do value their self-esteem. But as a Sufi, I want to tell you that your self-esteem should be based on bounty from God. If you are still awaiting the divine bounty, you have no authority to have self-esteem, self-respect. And when you have been blessed with the initiation of the heart, now respect this bounty of God. Now your self-esteem will be genuine self-esteem, and it will never pave way for arrogance and deceit in you. True self-esteem will never let you become arrogant, and it will never let false pride develop in you. Otherwise, individuals who have self-esteem and it's not based on the divine bounty, that self-esteem, sooner or later, has to turn into arrogance and false pride. Self-esteem should be based on the divine bounty. When you receive something from God and it is verified, and you also know this is not common. What is not common? Going to the temple is common. A lot of people go there. Going to the mosque is very common. A lot of people go there. But you sleep and your soul doesn't sleep, and it is in audience with God, and it has been blessed with permanent remembrance of God. This is uncommon. Let your self-esteem build on this point, that God chose me for this divine bounty. I should respect this. So your self-esteem should be based on the bounty you receive from God. Now, this self-esteem will never change into arrogance and false pride.
TV, bringing light, love, and peace in your life.